Why delusion is the best base for MMA. Let me tell you a story. So the other day I was in the gym, about to hit some squats, 130 kg, no big deal. I whipped out my workout tracker and saw that the last leg day I'd hit 130 for 4 reps. Sometimes you'll go up, sometimes you'll go down. 4 reps was the highest I'd ever done. For a few weeks in a row, I was hitting 3 or 4, but somehow I'd managed to delude myself into thinking that I'd hit 5 reps already before, so I'll just do it again today. Lo and behold, I hit 5, with a little more in the tank too. I might have even squeezed out a 6th if I dug deep and hit the Squidward for it. I chucked the numbers in, and only at the end of the workout do I realize that I actually just broke through a plateau and hit a PR. Now, what does this mean for delusion being the best base for MMA? When it comes to mindsets, there's a lot of exchanging variables that work for some people that don't work for others, but a constant that I see is the belief of I am rather than I will become. Kinda like the way I accidentally deluded myself into thinking that I already was able to hit 5 reps. Belief or delusion is a requirement to reach heights that others won't. I read somewhere, I don't know where I got it from, you'll just have to trust me on this, that the 3 most common traits of an extreme outlier is 1. Insecurity, 2. willingness to delay gratification, and 3. belief that they're better than others, even if it's unfounded. Insecurity and delusion. Now, who's displayed these 2 characteristics more than anyone else in recent times? Insecurity is a bit of an interesting one. For somebody to reach the heights and personal achievement that these guys have and to still be insecure is crazy. However, I genuinely feel that the most insecure person on the roster is also dubbed by many as the greatest fighter of all time, Mr. Johnny Bones Jones. Jones has showed on many occasions that despite proving damn near everything there is to prove, he still has the biggest chip on his shoulder. If somebody dares to suggest that he might be ducking Tom Aspinall, he literally shoots them with DMs. If somebody dares to start creating a legacy of their own, he has to put them down during their fucking retirement. If somebody dares to be a tall, skinny black dude, he's gotta let them know that they're not gonna beat him. This type of insatiable insecurity is what the Buddhists call fucking crazy. The attachment to desire, which they say ultimately results in endless suffering. But he's arguably the best fighter to ever live because of it, so maybe the Buddhists are tripping. Sean O'Malley, an interesting case here. I think O'Malley is one of the best examples of delusion, but very valid delusion. When O'Malley lost to Cheeto and said he's still undefeated because it was a fluke, motherfuckers were not happy.
Mentally, I'm undefeated. I didn't lose because my skills aren't better than this dude.
But not only was he proved right from the rematch, from the start, he did kinda have a point. For a kick to connect so unintentionally perfectly and have that be the reason a finishing sequence happens, it is genuinely such a fluke. Of course it did happen, and it's a loss. But to say he's mentally undefeated and it doesn't matter was probably the best course of action for his mind, because from a loss, you're supposed to analyze what went wrong, right? How the fuck is he supposed to train and adjust for toes clipping the peroneal nerve out of sheer luck? Slide faster at the way? Block the kick better? Fuck me. What a genius conclusion. Next time you lose a fight, I reckon you just need to like punch them in the face really hard and like dodge their punches. You know what I mean? Ever tried just fucking winning? Izzy. Delusion manifests itself in many logical ways. For an excuse or delusion to be rationalized in the head, it has to sound logical. Another good instance of the right sprinkling of delusion is Izzy after the Pereira loss. He took it extremely well, but the point where people said he's being delusional is where he said he wasn't that hurt, his leg was just fucked.
And then my leg started to give out here. I was still fine. I think it's just a stumble. That's what gave him like the, oh shit, I gotta stop this. I don't blame the referee because you're in the moment, and I think it was a good stoppage, but he could have let it go on a little bit longer. By
all laws of MMA, if somebody says something like that after the loss, surely they're being delusional and shouldn't win a rematch, right? Right? We don't know how hurt Izzy was. Only he knows. For argument's sake, let's take the stance that he was genuinely really hurt and was stumbled because of how discombobulated he was, right? Would it really benefit him to say, yeah, I got fucked up real bad, more than it would benefit him to be slightly delusional with himself and say, yeah, I can take his shots, it's just that my leg was a bit hurt? I'm not sure, but I think the proof is in the pudding. Although it's good to be realistic with yourself so you know what adjustments to make for the future, sometimes it's better to hold a belief slightly disconnected from the realm of realism because it's just a more beneficial belief to hold. Had Izzy held the beliefs in his mind of, yeah, he dropped me, he folded me, his power was too much for me, etc, etc, would he have had the grit and resolve to stay in the fire and catch Pereira in the rematch? I don't think so. Kinda like the way people be saying like, depression isn't real. I don't believe in depression. It'll be pretty fucking difficult for them to fall into self-pity or depression if they genuinely just don't fucking believe in it. Ilya Topuria. My final example and quite a different type of delusion is what Topuria showed in the run-up to the Volk fight. Tying it back to my little story at the start, many successful people hold the beliefs of I have rather than I will attain. This is no better personified than Topuria before his fight, changing his bio in advance, carrying himself as if he had already won, copying Connor. Some say delusion, some say disrespect, some say self-belief. I wouldn't disagree with any. Holding that type of belief in his heart before the fight of his life and not only executing what he prophesized but doing it so easily showed just how powerful the mindset of abundance can be. In the ring, Topuria was the champion. Volk took the first round, but body language wise, it felt like Topuria was the champion while Volk was the challenger, just trying to get away unscathed. When Ilya won, you saw the look on his face. It was like a shit, it finally happened. It wasn't a chase or a grab, he had it the whole time. Even though to us he didn't, he was just waiting for his reality to catch up with his mind. We give a lot of grief to those who make excuses or hold beliefs that we don't agree with. But in a sport where you have to hold many beliefs that no one around you agrees with for years to come to even have a chance of making it, it's nothing new. End of the day, let them be delusional. No one's gonna believe in you for you.